everyone. So welcome you all for my DevOps course. So this is the last video about the DevOps course actually. So in this video, we're going to create a Jenkins job to deploy our source code which is there in GitHub. So we're going to build, then we're going to test. Unit test will be done. So after that unit test, we're going to push that into the Docker container. After into the Docker container, we're going to use the configuration management tool to configure some certain things, and we're going to pull the Docker image which is pushed to the Docker hub. Then we're going to deploy to the Kubernetes environment. So how to do that? So let's start with the video. So in the new item, in the new jobs which are going to create, so I will use the previous job which is been created to push to the Docker hub, right? So I'm going to use the same job. I'm going to copy the same job. So click on new item. So go for specify the name. So the name which I will specifying is deploy to Kubernetes. GKE. So in that, the name of that is Ansible integration to push Docker image to Docker Hub. So this I'm copying the same thing which is there inside this job for this new job where we're going to configure how to deploy it to the Kubernetes. The URL is the same, the GitHub URL, the main branch. So next, the build trigger. So after the build triggers, we are specifying the build with the maven with the form.xml. So the goal which we're going to specify, which is specified in the maven lifecycle. So in the SSH, we send the build artifact to our SSH. We are using an Ansible server. So this is the source file where where the war file is created in the Jenkins server, and we are copying that source file, and we are transferring that file to the Ansible server. We are removing this prefix to avoid to not to overwrite actually. So next thing is we're going to create a Docker file. So with this command, we could able to create a Docker file in the Ansible server. So next thing is that after that, which we have specified. So we're going to execute this playbook. So the next additional commands which you want to do is that it is very simple. It is not too complicated. So these are the three commands. Not many commands actually is there. Uh, so copy that and paste the three commands. So one is kubectl delete the previous deployment. So and so the service is exposure is the same, because if you're going to change the public IP of your cluster every time, so you cannot map that public IP to any kind of a domain name, so that it will be very hard actually. So whenever any kind of a changes is required in the service.expose, where if you want to change any kind of a port, you can change the port and you can reapply it. That's the reason I'm again executing the same command. So the first thing before executing this actually, so this is the configuration which we have to do additionally, other than when you compare to the previous Jenkins job. Apply and save. So don't click on build now. So we have to delete the deployment, right? So let us delete it. So that it will be easy for us to track. So there is one deployment that named is CACD. So we have to delete the deployment, right? kubectl, instead of get, delete, instead of deployment, deployment CI CD. So this is going to delete the deployment. When you again search for deployments, so there will not be any deployments actually. So when you can also verify this with a pod also, there will not be any pod actually. kubectl pods, so no pods are there currently. So you can also verify with the GUI. So you're not going to get any kind of an in the GUI. If you want to refresh, so nothing will be there. So let us not refresh it. So now the Jenkins job is created. Now click on build now. Either you can click on build now or you can do a changes. So it has taken automatically. Why it has triggered? Because we saved, right? So it has triggered the first build job. So now it is building. So now we can verify it. So we can able to do it, verify it as, so go for this Ansible server ls, so ls minus lrt. So now the time is 3:05. So we can able to see the 3:05 uh, 3 o'clock 4 minutes. Since 1 minute ago the web app.war is created. So next the docker file is also created. So let me verify the Jenkins job. There is some, so see the build is successful. So we can go to this and click on refresh. The same thing should appear because we have created a new deployment, nothing else. So to verify that, you can go here. So execute the previous command kubectl get pods. Now there should be a 2 pods up and running. Next is kubectl get deployment. There should be a CI/CD deployment. There should be there. So this completes the process so of deploying it to the Kubernetes environment. So if you want to validate this again, you can go for the directory where you be used the source code, right? So you can clone this repository actually. You can able to clone this, fork this repository to your own GitHub repository. This is the DevOps course. In the DevOps course, so this is what which we are using till throughout the course, right? So in this you can able to go for the web app. So here where the index.txt file is located, right, we shall do some changes over there so that the new version of docker is being created. Let us uh, edit this file, copy this, and this application running on Kubernetes. This application is running on Kubernetes. So, so when you do a commit changes, let us go here. Let us go back. There should not be any build triggers, right? There is no build trigger is being triggered. So when you do a commit changes, so click on commit. So when you're done with the commit, there should be a build trigger is triggered automatically. So every 1 minute it's going to verify the desired state. So now you could able to see the automatic in the automated fashion it has verified the there is a commit which is there in the web app in the DevOps course directory. So it has been looked over there. So now it's the build trigger has been triggered. Now the job has triggered. So here, so in the below this push for second deployment, below this line, you should be able to see this application is running on Kubernetes. So that is what we have edited in DevOps course directly, right? This word, right? So this line which should be able to be there visible in this web application. So let us wait for some time so to see that changes. Wait for sometimes to complete this task. It's almost the previous job has took 1 minute 24 seconds. So it's this job is also going to take around 1 minute 24 seconds, I think. You can also view the console output. So what is the stage which currently it is going on. So now it has connected to Ansible server. It's doing some configuration changes with whatever the command which is specified, right? So now the success message which we got. The one thing which you want to do is that you just refresh this page. You should be able to see the new line which is being added, which you could able to see. So thank you guys. This is the last video which we have done. So this is the DevOps course which has given you a hell lot of information about from the starting from the application, the code, how you can take the application code, how you can able to build that with a Maven repository if you are using the Java actually, and after that how you can able to containerize with a Tomcat, and after that you can able to use the Tomcat Tomcat deployment. After the Tomcat deployment, you have integrated with the Tomcat. Then we have taken that application in the containerized, and then the containerized application which we moved to container app. Then from the container app we have taken that image and we have deployed to the Kubernetes. This is the whole process. There is a lot of steps which is being undergone throughout the course, which has we have done many of the troubleshooting. We are stuck with some jobs where we have to finish it. So this is one of the very good things. If you're gonna create this full automate deployment with the Jenkins, so you are good to go. If you are a DevOps engineer, you can able to do many kind of a complex Jenkins jobs deployment. So which is more than this. Thank you all. Bye bye.